Thanks for clicking on Just Beast Fitness. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo. Today we are training our hamstrings and calves. We are training our legs, the lower part. And for most people who don't train their calves, this is the video for you. Chances are the reason why you have skinny legs is because you just don't train your calves. This is one workout that people ignore a lot. And I hate hearing that, especially because I care so much about health. And you know, one of the most important things about your health is your posterior muscles. That is the muscles which are appearing behind you. That is on your back, the back of your arms, and the back of your legs, because they're the ones which are responsible for your posture and your ability to stand straight. So we start this workout immediately by doing calf raises for the calves, and we're using this machine just to allow us to do it without any discomfort. Just to concentrate on doing the legs without thinking so much about placing the weight and balancing the weight up there. That's what I usually like. So the calves must be trained. Now we're going to the first set also of the hamstring, lying down hamstring curls. And now here we're also doing another high reps, and also we're just trying to make sure that the hamstring is well trained. This is the first set, by the way, and we're aiming for those high reps. And I want you also to understand that when you're training your hamstrings, you need to really reduce the speed with which you take the weight down. Many people usually just rush the weight down and then rush it back up as though they're running to do something. You don't need to rush anything. Take the weight slowly, take your time, and enjoy the whole movement. So that's going to be the first set for this workout. There's a time I used to do both hamstrings and quads the same time, but now just to change and to allow me to concentrate on one particular part of the legs, I chose to separate them. But you can always do them together with some other muscle group, but I just prefer it this way. That's why I do it this way. Now this is the second set for the calves. The calves is one of my weakest body parts, by the way, so I always have to train them all the time when I train my lower parts. That is when I train the quads and when I train the hamstrings. Again, I want you to understand something, that there's somebody who was asking me, which kind of training split is best? Because sometimes somebody wants to train the legs totally together, or you want to separate different parts of the legs, that is the hamstrings and the quads and the calves on different days. Some people want to train the lower back and the upper back, lower and upper body splits. Some people want push pull leg and so on and so forth. Some people want the bro split. But I just want you to know that there's never anything like the best split. There's never anything like the best workout program. What matters is what you can stick with, what you can continuously stick with before anything else. Because majority of people who are not fit is not because they just don't work out hard enough when they get themselves in the gym. But the problem normally is, when you find with most people, is the reason why they are unfit or they don't keep that fitness is because they are super inconsistent. Like, let's say they join, for instance, in January, then they'll go for the whole January, then in February. Then after that, they'll break for another 3-4 months. Then you'll see them in the gym again later on. And sometimes, so you realize that the whole year they've trained like accumulatively, like let's say 3 months or 4 months. And then you wonder why they don't really progress. Most people, that's the problem they really have, the lack of sticking with it. And how you do that is, one of the biggest hack I usually understand is you just keep doing what you enjoy doing. Of course, when I say enjoy, I don't mean the actual workout itself, because the actual workout itself should be brutal. For you to improve, it has to be painful. But what I mean by what you enjoy is, of all the pains, of all the workouts, of all these things that we have to do, because they all have to be uncomfortable, which one are you most attracted to? Let's say you're attracted to running, or are you attracted to swimming, or are you attracted to lifting weights? And if it's weight, is it CrossFit, or is it Pilates, or is it calisthenics? Whatever it is, or is it power training, is it bodybuilding? What really matters the most is the fact that it's something that you get yourself continuously doing. Because if it's something you enjoy more, chances of you keeping with it increases tremendously. And that one becomes a hack, because if you stick with any sort of a workout for long enough, your body will always show. If you stick with any sort of workout consistently, even if it's swimming, and also you follow the diet that is required in such a workout program, it will work. The body will show the difference. The same with the diet. The people talk about, let's say the people say they want intermittent fasting. There's some people who want a keto diet. There's some people who do the OMAD, 1 meal a day. There's some other people who want to do, let's say, carnivore diet. Whatever it is you want to do, I usually advise that the diet that you feel like is most comfortable, that is most interesting, that you can keep with for the longest, that is the one you need to go for. That's your best diet, because if you can keep with it consistently, you will see the result if you stick with it consistently and long enough. The problem is people start diets and then they don't stick with them, and then before they could see that the results, they ditch it for another one, which is the next shiny object around, and then they go for that one, and then before they see the results again, they jump to something else, and then you realize that you're just jumping from one diet to another, one workout program to another, before you can even see the results that come from it. So I would always advise that the best, you can always try as many as possible, that is many type of diets. You can always try all types of workout program and workout splits and workout types also. You can even start with running and wherever. Then you find out what it is that you find most interesting. Let's say you do all these things, you don't like them, but one day you start boxing, or let's say kickboxing or jiu-jitsu, then you realize that that's the place where you find the joy. You enjoy the pain of the process. If that becomes the case, then I would always advise that you stick more to that, because it's important to keep going. Then always, when you've always stuck with a certain workout for long enough, you'll notice that eventually you can always branch to others, but you have that foundation, and that makes you a fit person. That changes your identity. So these are the next workout. By the way, this is stiff leg deadlift, and this is now with the dumbbells. This is a very good workout also for the hamstrings. You always make sure that you don't super arch your back, and then you make sure that your leg is straight so that it can get to the hamstrings, because if you super arch your back, what happens is that the workout will target, instead of the hamstrings, it will target the lower back. I hope you understand that. So this is another workout. This is also the next set for calves. The total of sets, by the way, we are doing for the calves are just 6 sets. That is enough, by the way, as long as you push yourself as close as enough as possible to failure or beyond. You don't need too many sets. Just those few sets are good enough. So that makes it for that set. Then we go direct to the next workout, the next set of the stiff leg deadlift. By the way, we're just using 50 kilogram deadlifts. These are the 50 kgs of the dumbbells, and that's the heaviest dumbbell we have at our gym, by the way, so that's why we use them. So we just have to make do with whatever you have. So if you have the lighter weight, you can always control the weight more, and to pay back with that for the lack of the weight, then of course you can always do more reps, just to allow that muscle to be activated and to send enough signals to that muscles. So if you just enjoyed this video, thank you so much. You could like it, and you can also subscribe so that I can see you in the next one, and also can share. Thank you.